The following interview is with a character from the Traveler role-playing game. The experience during the character's career, events, and life are portrayed by the players who play them. For your own experiences like these characters, go to www.mongoosepublishing.com and look up the Traveler role-playing game.
My name is Simone LaMontagne. I am from one of those little no-name worlds in the core of the Imperium. It's high population, everyone's crammed packed in there. It's mostly industrial, shipping out. So I didn't really come from privilege, but I grew up hearing about the great soldiers of the Imperium, and I was very inspired to take part in that. I really wanted to become a naval engineer. That was my dream when I was younger. I grew up hearing about, the ships of the Imperium, and I was so excited to take part in that, and I completely, utterly failed my first attempt at joining the Navy. And, I was very depressed, but as I understood it, the draft allowed, it gave you a second chance, and it was so exciting. And I became part of the Marines.
So you were drafted into the Marines.
I was drafted into the Marines, and I spent 2 quarters there. I would have spent 1, but I was an excellent Marine, and I ended up staying. So I received commendations, and I was not promoted because that isn't what I wanted to do. But I took part in a successful planetary incursion, and I was a highly decorated officer. And I left the Marines in good spirits and applied for the Navy again and completely failed my next attempt. And that really took me by surprise, that I got the exact same failing score twice. And I submitted to the draft, hoping again that I would become part of the Navy, because I wanted to be an engineer so bad, and I was drafted into law enforcement. And I ended up serving as a police officer for a term that was a very long, very interesting 4 years. I learned, some self-defense. I picked up some gun combat skills, and I learned, how to run an investigation. So it was helpful, and it was a good experience, but it was not at all what I wanted to be doing with my career. And at this point, I'd been 3 terms and 2 failures toward joining the Navy, and I said, 3rd time, if I can't do it, then it's not meant to be. And I applied the 3rd time, and I aced it beyond all expectations. I joined the Navy, and I had enlisted, and I was promoted that same term, and I was promoted every term after. I switched over to officer track, and eventually mustered out as an admiral. I'm actually 66 years old. I know I don't look it, but for exemplary service, the Imperium has paid for my anagathics. And I was able to serve honorably all the way up to admiral, despite the fact that it was not an immediate transfer to that level. I actually worked my way up through several non-officer ranks and officer ranks. I didn't skip anything. I didn't use any favors. It was all hard-earned skill. And then, as I said, I'm 66 years old, and it took a lot of time to get where I am, but I'm very proud of it. In a way, it's hard for some of the youngsters to take orders from someone who is, a petite industrial worlder. I'm not very big. I'm not very intimidating when people don't know me, but I've been around the block more than a couple of times. I've been part of various incursions. I'm a highly decorated officer, and those who know my career have to respect me. I was kind of surprised that my pursuit at just being an engineer led me so far into command. But I am the best engineer. Nobody knows this ship better than me. And who better than the best engineer to command the ship that built it?
So speaking of this ship, tell us a little bit about the Samson, your ship.
Well, it is called the Samson, and the rest is classified. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough. So, do you have any thoughts for anyone from the Imperium wanting to pursue a career in the military?
Well, sometimes Sometimes it is meant to be. That is all I can say about it. You know, it takes some struggle, it takes a lot of work, but sometimes chance comes through for you.